permission to go. It's looking a year ahead and dreaming of the moment. We pause and say, wow, what a year. The twists and turns, the lessons, the highs, the lows, the peak moments all brought me here. And how different here is from back there. How far I've come. Knowing, by the way, that life was never asking me for perfection, but rather a willingness to start, to dive in, to adapt along the way. I know a lot of people with businesses that exist in their minds, but not in reality. A lot of people in shape when they close their eyes, but not when they look in the mirror. A lot of people living their best lives when talking about the future, but not when they pull up to work on a Monday morning. We shorten the gap between our ideal existence and the present moment by stepping now. Even when we can't imagine how the process will unfold. Because let me tell you, life will bend and twist in ways you can't even fathom. It'll take you places that ignite your soul, show you things you never dreamt of seeing. But you have to put yourself in position to receive that from life.
Woo! Good morning, fam. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. It's good to see everybody. Cedric in the building. Johnny, Mike, what is going on? How are we feeling coming into today? Feeling a little bit off right now. Not gonna lie, nothing wrong with that. You know, one of the things that Tony Robbins says, if you're feeling a little bit off, one of the best things that we could do is change our physiology, right? Get out and move a little bit. Maybe go ahead and take a walk in nature. Maybe go ahead and take some time to get an exercise and take the mind off of the external and just get back internal a little bit. So sending blessings over. Everybody else is doing amazing. So with no further ado, today's topic is going to be a good one. You know, today we're going to be talking about facts tell and stories sell. And every single one of us on here has a purpose. Every single one of us has a story to go ahead and pour back into everybody. So let's go ahead and get into it. Talina, it's good to see you. Absolutely. Here we go. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Facts tell, stories sell, and the power of your story. This is big. Shane and Talina have been doing an amazing job going over the story and what all entails getting into it. And today I just want to touch on it, give a couple of little pointers and tips and just a little bit of clarity on how important it is to really go ahead and develop our story, because each and every one of us, we have a story. My mentor says it all the time. He's like, nobody's special, but your story, our story, somebody can learn a thing or two from. Shane and Talina, it's good to see you, brother. Love it, love it. Here we go. Awesome. IG is tapped in. It's good to see you, fam. Happy Thursday. Grateful to be alive. So thankful to be on here with each of you. Lovely. Great Thursday. Yes. Some abundance is flowing on your side. I've been hearing it. I love to see it. Grateful for each of you. Grateful for this opportunity to keep learning, keep growing, and getting better. Jojo, yes, Cedric, we are sending blessings over that way, brother. Sending healing and prayers and abundance over your way. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's get into it. Facts tell and stories sell. So there's an interesting training by an individual of the name of Dan Lok. If you guys don't know who it is, you can go and type it in on YouTube. But he talks about, think about a pen. How much do you guys think this pen is worth? If you were to take a random guess, how much do you guys think this pen is worth? Maybe like $1.99, right? $2.99, something like that. Depending on the ink, depending on the quality, a decent pen, you know, it could be $2 or $3. But let me ask you another question. There's another pen that exists, and it's pretty interesting how one pen can be over $1,000. How could a pen be so much? Why would one pen be able to cost so much money? And when you go and look at it, just like almost every big brand that exists, the only reason why it is that they cost so much money, maybe so much more than the marketplace, is because of the story. Think about it. Any luxury brand. Realistically, most people, they're not paying for the luxury brand just because of the brand. They're paying for the story, because wearing that brand tells a story to anybody else that is reading our book. People might not even like the symbol, but they like the brand because of the story that it tells. So for all of us, here's my question for today. What is your story? And I want to break it down in 3 pieces so you guys can all really just get an outline at least on paper to be able to practice this, get clear on it, and just become a master of it. I've told my story thousands of times over this course of this journey, and you're going to do the exact same, because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear your experience. They want to hear, what was your tipping point? Why did you even decide to make a change? Why do we decide to do something different? Something that most people are not doing. This is weird. You guys got to admit, most people are not getting into these types of streams from our typical circle of influence that we grew up with. So 3 pieces to a story. You ready? Number 1 is, where were you? Where were you before you joined? What were you doing for work? I know some of you on this call, some of you were in construction. Some of you were doing door-to-door sales. Some of you were students in college, like myself, right? Maybe an athlete. Some of you are musicians, all different walks of life. Everybody's different. Valeting cars. Maybe you guys were a bagger. Maybe you were a cook in the back of the kitchen like me. That's what I was doing before I got involved. That's where I was. Step number 2 is going to be, where are we now? And here's the biggest piece right here. Why did we join? What was it? What was the tipping point where we finally said, yo, enough is enough. I'm ready to go ahead and draw a line in the sand to do something different. What was that for you? Lewis, good to see you. For myself, I was tired of being broke. I was tired of living out of my car. I was tired of being $30,000 in debt, not having any money, not being able to travel and do the things that I wanted to do. And my tipping point was, I was so tired, but I was so serious. I sold my TV and I sold my Xbox to get started for $200. Think about that. Some people that you might talk to today are going to tell you, yo, that sounds amazing. I love what you're doing, but I don't have the money. Well, here's what I know. If somebody wants it bad enough, yes or yes, do you believe that they will find the money? Here's an example that you guys can go ahead and take with you. Ask them what their dream car is. Be like, theoretically, if you could have your dream car pull up in the driveway today, what would that be? And just listen. Oh, it's a black Lamborghini. I want the all black rims. I maybe want the peanut butter interior. I love that. Amazing. So if I could have these keys in front of your door tomorrow for $200 for your dream car, the peanut butter interior, would you be able to find that money by tomorrow? And I guarantee you, 90% of people say that they don't have money. They would be able to find that money tomorrow. So I started to see the problem is not money. The problem is mentally. Most people don't know how to go and spend their money. We spend it on a lot of things that's depreciating instead of things that are assets. So all little tips that you're going to learn inside of the journey that allow us to see things from a different lens. So that's the story that people tell themselves. Well, I can't do that because I don't have the money. I said the same thing until I saw somebody that didn't even graduate college. I have a bachelor's degree. My mentor didn't even graduate college. So I saw if he could do it, there's no way that I couldn't do it. Okay, that's the story number 1. Story number 2 that a lot of people tell themselves is, I don't have the time. Well, it seems, this trading seems great. E-commerce seems like a fun skill, but I don't really have the time. I'm too busy. I've got a lot going on at work. I'm working 60 hours. I'm also a student in college. Well, here's what I started to ask people. If you don't have the time now, then when do you think you will have the time? Would you like more time to spend with your family, to be able to travel, to be able to do different things? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I have a couple things on my bucket list. Well, do you think you're going to be able to get where you'd like to go doing what you're doing now, or would you like to get there faster? What do you think most people are going to say? Speed that up for me. Show me the shortcut. Show me the high road. How do we get there a little bit quicker? But it takes asking people the questions on where do they want to go? What's the story that they're telling themselves? You see, for a lot of people that say, well, I just want to think about it. Drop a 5 down below if you guys have ever had anybody tell you, I just want to think about it. I need some time. I got to talk to the wife. We got to talk it over. You guys ever heard somebody tell you that? I hear it all the time. I just got to think about it. Watch this. Ask them this question. Well, if you were to be able to get the answer that you're looking for, what do you think that would be? And just be quiet. Just listen. And listen to what they say. Some people, you're going to notice they're going to give you the underlying problem right there. They're going to say, well, actually, you know, I don't have a lot of money right now. I got to think about how I'm going to be able to raise the money. So now the issue is a money issue. Now we can go ahead and handle that objection with a money objection. But you'll never be able to know that if we don't ask the questions. Well, if you had a little bit more time to think about what would be an answer that you're looking for that'd be able to help you with your decision. And just listen. They're going to tell you a lot of times what the underlying problem is, but mostly they're going to lie to you. They're going to tell you, I don't know, to just go ahead and waste time. We don't need to waste time. Let's go ahead and get the elephant out of the room and figure out what is the real issue right now. Is it a money issue? Is it a time issue? Maybe you're too busy and you don't know how you'd be able to squeeze that in. That's why inside of the closing questions, we ask people, well, ideally, how much time could you dedicate yourself to this skill set? How much money per month would be worth it to you? And now that we understand these answers to these questions, now we can go ahead and really go right at it. Well, if we were to be able to show you how to make an extra $2,000 a month, just putting in an extra 2 to 3 hours a day, would this be a skill set that you'd be ready to go ahead and dive into right now? You see, we changed the story. We showed them that they do have the time. They do have the money. They are capable of doing this. It's just reshaping their story. The beginning of this journey for most people is just that. It's literally rewiring the way they think. It's changing the way that their paradigm is designed. I didn't think I had the time. I didn't think I had the money to invest into stocks or crypto or trading until I saw I didn't need as much money to be able to invest. We can start with $50, $100 in a trading account. And guess what? We're not waiting weeks. We're not waiting months. We're not waiting years. We can wait minutes and we can wait hours. But that was the story that I was telling myself, I can't learn that. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. So your story is going to be able to touch more people than you could even imagine. So number one is where were you? Number two is where are you at? What was the turning point? What was the piece that really made you say, okay, I'm ready to do something different. I'm ready for change, because everybody has strings. I like to think about it. And every day they see somebody that's consistent. They see somebody with energy. They see a moving community. Guess what? Every day I literally visualize this. Imagine like a set of strings, and every day you're consistent, it cuts at the strings. And eventually the string snaps and they make a decision for change. That's how it works. And then you have the third part of your story. What is the vision? What is the vision that we all have? Collectively, the goal is to bring 2,000 individuals out to Monterrey, Mexico. That's the collective goal. What's the personal goal that we want to go ahead and bring people out there? What is the vision for 2024? Growing our crypto portfolio, growing our trading accounts, maximizing e-commerce stores, building a brand on social media that has limitless opportunities. I actually have a huge announcement that I'm working on, and it comes from building a brand. It comes from being consistent on social media. So stay tuned. I'm waiting for an answer for that. But this is just a testimony that goes to show that the access that we have here is truly bar none. So family, this is 3 ways to tell a story: where you were, where you're at, and where it is that we're going. I know these are skill sets that in the future, this is literally one of the biggest spaces that anybody can take advantage of. E-learning, e-commerce, TikTok, Amazon, Shopify, crypto, digital streams of income. This is the way the world is moving. If people are not getting digital, if they're not stepping into AI, we already know they're going to get swept by the wave that is coming. Because here's what I see. Poor, middle class, rich/wealthy, the middle class is going to be obliterated. And we're going to have the poor and we're going to have the wealthy. And those that change the story for themselves to say, you know what? There's a lot of opportunity right now. There's a lot of abundance that's sitting in our fingertips waiting for us to get aligned and to go ahead and take massive action with it. The question is, who's willing, who's ready to go ahead and take those steps? I know everybody on here, we are on a roll. We are taking the steps. We are running together because if I know something through these past couple of years, you go fast by yourself, but we go far with a family. So that's why I never take this group for granted. I'm so blessed. I'm so appreciative for each and every one because you all have talents. You have skills that I don't, and vice versa. And collectively, we create something that is called synergy. So, fam, I love you guys. I appreciate it. Have a phenomenal day. We've got some big news coming up right here in the next couple of days. So stay tuned. Appreciate you guys. Nobody told you today. I'm proud of you. I see the growth. I see the elevation, and anything you need, we are here for you every step of the way. So, fam, remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's go out, turn these dreams into reality. It's game time, fam. Let's grow.